The dollars are in the boring businesses, right?
That's right.
She said she didn't want to do the flash. Everybody want to go do the flash and get the big nightclub with their name on it, like they ghost in power. This is not truth, right?
No,
the
that's
truth
TV.
is, that's TV.
Yeah.
The truth is, right? It's money in boring businesses that are recession proof that everybody needs, right? Everybody needs to ship things, or especially during the holiday season and any season, right? And not to mention, which we're gonna get through more of it, but all the ancillary services like notarizing, your documents, right?
Correct.
And when you come in, like this right here, I know you'll get into it, but it's called an impulse purchase, right? So these are things that you add to your business, and you'll be able to make more money because somebody walks in, they're thirsty, I'll grab a drink. Now, this is not necessarily what they came to the store for,
Right.
but they still can get some additional value. Plus, you're able to partner with other vendors and now,
Correct.
be able to provide better services.
It's as simple as you're coming in to get 150 copies of something that you need for a presentation. While you wait, let me just grab a bottle of water.
There we go.
It's that simple. This is it.
All right.
All in business, Lawrenceville, Georgia.
That's what I like to see. So look, y'all, I'm super excited about today. Why? Because I have a superstar mailbox millionaire mentee, now partner. Somebody has really been able to just explode and expand her business and really rise to the top. So we got Cookie Robinson, and this is her business that she was able to purchase. So this is her show, really. This is not even about me, this is her show. So I'm super excited to just really see what she's been able to build here, the plans and what she plans to do to grow it, and just really give you a sneak peek into how we actually do this in real life, right? So you can't make this up, you can't fake it, and you see real customers in real time, right?
Yeah, real time.
And this is her business. She's the CEO. She was able to acquire this business creatively, and that's what we see. So
Yeah, so we're here. Let's get it.
all right.
Thank you. So what we have here are some products that are featured through other small businesses that actually participate in our mailbox program that we have. Mailbox is, a big thing for a mail and shipping store, but we didn't want to not include the small businesses that are represented here. So we have some custom cups. We have some custom crochet style hats. They can be further customized with, designs and things like that. Then even down to the water in our vending area. This is actually another small business that we partnered with to sell their water here. And it's a local company. So that's awesome that we get to partner with these small businesses. And it's not just about these golden boxes here. We wanted to find a way to build relationship.
Okay, so first, that's amazing, right? But I want to even start at the foundation, so everybody that's watching this, right? Number one, what kind of business is this, right? And why did you decide to buy this type of business, this industry?
Yeah, so I wanted something that was going to be a staple in the community and something that wasn't going to be, just flighty. I didn't want something flighty because things look shiny and they look like it's gonna be this big thing and get you a lot of attention, but I wanted something stable and low key because we don't know what's gonna happen with this economy. We just don't know. So what I did know is that people are always gonna need to mail things, they're always gonna need a place to ship things, they're always gonna need a place to get things notarized, they're always gonna need those foundational things, even getting copies. Everybody don't have a printer. Right. So it was those simple things. I wanted to just get the shininess out of it and let's get simple. And then I thought about, where kids need to get their first job experience, things that are going to be staples within the community. That's what lasts.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So can you explain to us the business model? So I know it's a pack and ship business, that's what we call it, or mail and ship business?
So it's mail and business, shipping and printing.
Mail and business, shipping and printing. So the main flagship service is customers that need to ship out any items, that need to get documents notarized.
Yes.
So what would be your competition?
So we would say that UPS stores would be our main corporate competition.
Okay.
And that's mainly because they do shipping and printing services. However, the difference is based on these premium mailboxes that we have, we're able to do things that they're not able to do for a price that they're not able to do it. So that's what differentiates, besides just the amazing customer service, because we are your neighbor.
I love to see it. I love it. So let's bring the camera around this way, right? Because I want to show them that, because you keep saying the premium gold boxes. Like, what is these gold boxes we're talking about? So I want you to talk about these gold boxes, right? Because this is the business right here. Like, everything else we're gonna get through, but this is the business. So I want you to talk through these boxes. How does the process work and things like that?
So premium mailbox services is a game changer for people who just need a separate address, people who have a business, people who are tired of porch pirates stealing things from their homes, right? If you live in an apartment or if you live in a house, people are predatory with packages because of just the nature of where we're at in our environment, right? So these boxes are game changers. People rent these monthly, they rent them annually. And from everything from, a postcard in the mail to big boxes that you are having packages sent from Amazon, anything in between comes in your name to this address.
So this is what you call mailbox money.
There you go.
There we go. Mailbox millionaires, mailbox money. I love it. So just this is just what I'm thinking that comes to mind. I'm just seeing something like this space, like, cause we think about real estate, right? And we always want to buy real estate, but not understanding that yes, real estate help you build wealth, but the business is what generates the cash flow, right? But this is considered real estate inside of this business.
Correct.
So this small little box, I don't even know the sizing of this. What's do you know the size?
I don't remember.
I don't even know the size, but
it's
this
small.
but this space, like, this is real estate, right? That's bringing in money, right? This is what I'm talking about. All of these boxes bringing in money.
Yeah, it's a door. It is. We have the small boxes that are the hundreds. We have the medium boxes that are the 200s, and then we have some large boxes that are the 300s. And total, we have 300 and 60 boxes that we are able to service our customers. And each business that is represented matters. Each person or individual that is represented matters, because we actually are receiving their mail and we're processing it and make sure they receive it safely. So it matters.
On average, how much is each mailbox monthly?
So actually, we have a 6-month and a 12-month program.
Wow.
So again, it's a premium service where they're able to have everything sent here. So for 6 months, a small personal box is $78 for a personal, and then for business is $96 for a small box. If it was for a whole year, you get an extra month in there for free, but it's $132 for 12 months or $168 for a business for 12 months.
Wow.
So it's very affordable. I want you to compare those prices to your local post office and see the difference. And you can't even get your packages sent to the post office. It's USPS mail only. So a very, very big difference as far as value.
Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking about the numbers. I'm looking at those average prices, and then going to multiplying across 360 and seeing how much revenue you're going to bring in from that.
Right.
As just part of the service, right? So
Right.
so that's really, really powerful.
Here we have 65 active digital mailbox customers. So they aren't the people who are renting a premium mailbox like what you saw, the gold boxes up front. This is all digital. And we just opened this program in February of 2024. And like I said, we have 65 people already.
How does that work, a digital mailbox? What is it?
So people will sign up through the specific link and website. They want to have a separate address, but they don't necessarily want to come in to get their mail. We scan it in. They will tell us whether they want us to discard it completely, or if they want us to forward it, or if they're going to actually come and pick it up. Otherwise, they just are all digital.
Wow. So how many different streams of income are you creating in this one business?
So that's a great question. We have the shipping, we have the printing, which is the base. Then there's the mailboxes, physical mailboxes more specifically. Then there's digital mailboxes. Then there's custom orders, which is 5.
Dang. 5 streams of income, right? And all right, so what about these the waters? Do you have a profit margin on that? I know as a vendor, but you add a profit margin on that, or?
Yes, correct. So technically that would be 6 as far as the snacks are concerned.
Yeah.
The other items are more so in the custom order range.
Okay.
So I would say actually 6, including the snacks. Yeah.
Wow, that's fire right there. I just had to ask that because I didn't even.
Yeah.
The goal is to be able to maximize and really scale the business by creating different services that the clients are gonna need, and that's what you want.
Yeah, because basically, like the customers that come in for the digital mailbox in particular, we don't always see them because again, it's digital. But there's ways that you can build rapport with them as well. So if they need business cards, now you make money off of their mailbox, but you're also going to make money off of their customer order for business cards. So there's you know, a lot of different room there.
I like that.
Obviously, we have a slew of different things that you need to ship things out. So we have a lot of different supplies that we have to have in order to make that process easier. So one of the things that you may not always plan for is, especially with this type of business, is box sizes. You have no idea how many people will come in. Do you have a box that fits this size TV? Or do you have a box that could fit some comforters? I need to send some comforters out. You just never know. So you have to have inventory. And that's one of the things that we are like internally entertained by. You never know what to expect with the type of things that people are wanting to ship and the type of things people come in asking you. It gets very entertaining. So again, back to it being a boring business, it's not actually boring because of the type of things that you encounter with the people that you meet in a place like this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. We have this misconception where you buy a business and I sit back and I collect my money and I could be somewhere with sand between my toes, sipping margaritas. That's not real life, right? When you buy a business, you have to run that business, right? Now, every business, you know, is different as far as how many hours you have to spend, processes, procedures. But what does a typical day look like for you as an owner and CEO of mail-in business, shipping and printing?
Yeah, so it's definitely not easy when you're having to kind of just learn a new industry. I was not from a mail and shipping background per se. Like I have experience in the e-commerce realm of shipping, but this is still a different beast in the sense, you know, the daily operations consist of emails, consist of customer service, consist of building rapport, because again, this is an age business. It was here before me, and now as a new owner, people are like, okay, well, what's she going to do with the place? Are they going to change everything? Is this going to still be the place that I knew and loved? For the most part, I'm happy to report that everyone who has been long-term customers, they're so happy that we're still here because they weren't sure if the place was going to be around since the previous owner was retiring, and they were just not sure what was going to happen. They were like, we really, you know, didn't know what was going to happen. Thank you so much for staying and sticking around. So building rapport is actually one of the most important parts. And one of the things that I immediately did when I took over is I told the person I brought in to be the manager, I said, hey, we need to get a sign in the window to let them know we speak Spanish here. Say hablo español, because it's a very underserved part of this community, and we didn't want that to be a hindrance to people coming in to get whatever it is that they need. And I think that that was a big game changer, because to this day, from the moment I took over till now, every day there are people coming in that don't really speak much English, but they're happy that they can come here and get what they need.
I love it. So how many hours do you spend in your business?
Yeah, so as far as in person, I'm definitely here part-time hours, and then outside of being here, I'm still working on the business when I'm not in the business, right? So
pick that up.
So there's paperwork that has to be done. Something that I learned a long time ago that I have to use as a mantra and affirmation to remember to stay on top of things is you don't get what you expect, you get what you inspect.
Ooh.
So
hold on. You're not gonna say it that fast, that quick, that smooth. Say that again.
So you don't get what you expect, you get what you inspect. And that is a very, very important detail to being a CEO, because you have to, you know, check things, you have to double check things, and sometimes triple check things, because there's just so many things that can slip through the cracks. And I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. There have been times where I forgot to pay the internet bill, and we're like, oh crap, we don't have internet and we need the internet to run this business. Things happen, but you have to be on top of the type of things, because when you have custom orders coming in from your clients, when you have bills that have to be paid, when you have to hire employees or fire employees, there's different dynamics that you have to, you know, get comfortable with real fast.
I love what you said about like the details of being a CEO, because you may not be here physically 8, 10, 12 hours, right? Because you have staff, but you're always working on the business, right? And just relating it to self-storage, right? Internet, right? Like you said, the phones, right? There's been times, even me, you know, like, oh, sweat, like the Verizon just sent the notification, said you got 24 hours, they're gonna cut the phones off because the bill they go through. Like, I'm like, oh, sweat. Well, these are things that you would automatically think you don't think about. When
Yeah.
people come into your store as a customer or as an owner, you think just simple things, the phone, the lights, right? Just those details in the business that we need to pay attention to. So I'm glad that you shared that. And I'm learning, I'm a student because I don't know anything about the mail and business industry, and I'm learning a lot from you, but it's all transferable skills and transferable things.
Very
because
much so.
each business has a certain
foundation.
Yeah, exactly, but it's, for the most part, it's a plug and play kind of thing. So I want to ask you, how did you find this business, right? And how did you go about acquiring the capital to find this business?
Okay.
I mean, to buy this business.
Right, so that's a two-parter because I did not go the traditional route of finding this business. And when I say traditional, I'm just referring to like their online research, right? There's the, different websites that you go to and you look up what's for sale. That did not happen in this particular case. I was renting a car and I looked over to my right and saw a business for sale sign, owner retiring. And I said, I'm just going to go ahead and start the conversation to just see. I didn't have any expectations of what would happen, but I didn't want to allow fear to stop me. So that's personally something that I'm very self-conscientious about, is not allowing fear to stop me from trying new things. So I said, let me just go ahead and start the conversation and just see what happens. So I did. I came in, sparked the conversation, and then it came into one of those things where now I'm like checking in. I'm like, well, let's see if he has anybody interested in buying the place yet. Let's see if there's anybody serious yet. But the consistency of me coming in and listening to the stories, listening to, everything that was going on with the business, it was one of those things where I knew I could handle it if I was to purchase this place. And I knew that I was building rapport with the seller. So they now were wanting me to buy this place. And now when I would come in, weekly to check in on things, so when you buying this place was how I was greeted at the door, you know? So now I know that I'm locked in, and it's in a sense of like the rapport. So that's how that happened. As far as the funding aspect of it, we had to get creative because at the time, I wasn't able to get the funding that I was hoping that I could get because I had some things on my personal credit that got in the way. Very unexpected, but hey, solutions only. You got to do what you got to do.
That's a fact.
So I was able to pay a down payment to secure, with the seller that I was serious. So I did have to come out of my pocket about $5,000. Now, considering that's not very much money when we're talking about buying a business, that's a walk in the park, right? But I was like, okay, I can handle that, but what am I going to do about everything else? And I had to, again, get creative because of the unexpected delays. I was able to partner with a family member. They were able to co-sign with me so that I could get funding, and I paid nothing out of pocket at that point.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing out of pocket.
Hold on, it's a lot to unpack here. It's a whole lot to unpack here. It's everything you said. And I asked you two loaded questions in one. That's my bad. We got to break this down, right? So, first you talked about how you found the business, right? Not the online traditional way, because everybody sit behind a desk. Hey, Mogul, I can't find no good businesses to find because you're not getting outside. Get outside and just look around, be aware. And you are a direct representation of just getting in your car, moving around, rent a car, like you said, you've seen the business, and then you built rapport, right? But I want you to talk through what was that conversation like? How did you start it? Because a lot of people who are probably watching this is having maybe self-limiting beliefs or fear of even starting a conversation with a seller. How do I get them to like me to the point where they're saying, hey, when you're going to buy my business, right? What was that conversation like?
So one of the main things that I think is important to remember is not allowing you to get yourself locked down into being in your head too much about it. If you start out with, how's your day going? I saw the sign about it being for sale, that's enough of an opener because a person who's looking to sell their business is happy to tell you as much as possible because they're hoping to sell. So this whole thing about being afraid is really because we're in our own heads about it. It's because we're making assumptions and then setting expectations off of those assumptions, and then that hinders you from being able to even go for it in the first place, right? So all of those things just get in the way. You just go in, and what I did literally is I walked in the door and I said, I see the for sale sign. Can you tell me more about that? Are you the owner? Because I didn't know who was the owner, so I'm just kind of, being open. And from there, it just was, I'm selling the place. I want to retire, and I have some paperwork that we can talk about if you're really interested. And from there, it was like, oh, okay, they're very open. So that makes you feel more comfortable right off the bat because of how open the seller is. And I did have to, sign an NDA at a certain point when we got further in the woods of the numbers and all those kinds of things. But you can't be afraid. You just can't, because you're not going to get anywhere if you're always like, oh, I don't know. That's never going to get you, especially to a point where you're buying a business.
No, I love it, right? So fair, face everything and rise, or false evidence appearing real. However you want to play it together, but it's all in our mind. I love what you said, because we're creating these expectations of what we think is going to be the result.
Right.
And believe it or not, right, there's 10,000 baby boomers retiring every single day.
Yeah.
They are looking to sell their businesses, not because they're not making money, because they already ran it for 30, 40 years.
Exactly.
They're ready to get out of there.
They're ready
and
to
live
go on and
next
do
best life.
the things that retired people do.
Exactly. And guess what? I don't know anyone that has beat Father Time. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's getting out of here alive. So after I run a business for 30 years, it's time for me to reap the benefits of all the labor that I put in and get all the rewards and go in, the next phase. So I just wanted to share that. Excited. So the next question that I want to ask you is, okay, you put $5,000 down. Your credit wasn't the best at the moment because life happens, right? And I'm glad they're sharing this, because a lot of people are probably watching this right now. Oh, I got a late payment.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a collection mogul.
Yeah.
My credit is stuck. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I say, you can buy business creatively, no matter if you have good credit or bad credit. You just have to be willing to execute on all of the strategies.
Correct.
In strategy 1, you may hit a roadblock. Strategy 2, you may hit a roadblock, but it may be strategy 3. And then strategy 3 mixed with a little bit of strategy 5, right? You're gonna put multiple things together to get it done.
Correct.
But that is a mindset we need to have. That's why I said we've discovered over 100 ways to creatively finance deals where you don't have to have good credit or money. You just have to have the knowledge, the information, and more importantly, the will to do it, right?
Yes.
So
you have to have a get it done attitude, mogul.
Exactly.
You have to.
So I would ask you this: you put down $5,000, right, and then you creatively got a family member to co-sign to finance for everything else, right? Now you don't got to give me exact numbers, right? But what is the business generating annually? And right, what does it generate annually, and what do you project? Like, what do you project to get it to over the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, because when you look at like the annual revenue from probably, I think I went back between 3 and 5 years just to get some idea of the consistency. It would range between $130,000 and $150,000 annually, which isn't a whole lot, but it's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible.
Oh, that's a lot of money. First of all, that's not like we get it confused. Oh, it's not. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of people right now living off of $30,000 a year.
Oh no, that's definitely true.
So there we go.
I guess because we're mailbox millionaires,
exactly.
we're looking at things a little differently.
That's a lot of money. All right.
But yeah, it's a lot of money, y'all. Respect it.
Yeah, excellent.
No, but it was one of those things where that was the range, and so my idea to grow that was like, okay, well, what things can we do that can kind of like be the game changer? Because, for example, in those early conversations with the seller, I learned very quickly that he hadn't done any marketing in years. He stopped marketing years ago because it just was a routine thing for him to just show up.
He had loyal customers already.
Loyal customers. He shows up. He greets people. He does what he does. What am I going to market for? I have people.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we need to figure out marketing, and then also what I mentioned before about the Spanish-speaking community. I wanted to make sure we were doing something that could cater in a sense to that community. So all of those things end up being revenue generators. So I guess the projections would be to, see a 10% increase and then turn that into a 30% increase so that the place can continue to thrive.
I love it.
Yeah.
So $5,000 down, and now you have a business that's generating 6 figures a year.
Correct.
And you're going to actually increase that by 10, 20, 30% as we go, because you are creating different streams of income and you are marketing. So that's what the concept is, right? We want to buy already existing businesses that are cash flowing, and then we bring our expertise to help scale that business, right? And we can do it creatively. So this is direct proof of the concepts that we teach can work. And I'm super excited, and I'm proud of you, first and foremost. I'm super proud. I need to let you know, because Cookie, and I shared this in the car, and I want you to talk a little bit about that, right? You started in the Mailbox Media Academy. Actually, before Mailbox Media Academy, you joined my business funding program. And August of 2021, right? In August of 2021, Cookie joined our. Yeah, I mean, so this is in real time, real, customers, right? It's not cap, y'all. Cut it off. I think she want to come around. Smooth this way.
Oh yeah.
Right, you good. So you joined our business funding program in August of 2021, and then you were invested to become a mailbox millionaire. But long story short, we've been building together over 3 years, right? Over 3 years, been building together. So I want you to give insight on like your story. How did you get started? Like even trusting to invest to join our mentorship, and then any insight that you can give anybody that maybe starting out, because they might see somebody online. And I don't know if it's a scam or not, and we met online, and now we in the room.
I get it. No, trust me, I get it. I was in the same boat at a certain point back in 2021 because I had been trying to find solid information about business funding, solid coaching in that regard, and it was a lot of just, I won't even call them scammers because that's just too much of a cliche thing now. Lots of people say scamming, but it was more so just poor, undeveloped business ideas where people have an idea to give you information, but they don't have any community behind it, anything that reinforces what it is that you're supposed to be learning. I needed more. And so by the time I was introduced to what it is you were doing, teaching about business credit, I was at my wit's end. Like, if I pay for one more class and these people don't have nothing but a Facebook group for me, I'm sick of it. But I ended up finding actual community, actual like real resources and information, and the way that you have always built your team to like follow up on folks and not just leave people hanging was a game changer for me, because I needed to know that it mattered that I was a part of this community. I didn't want to just have information. I wanted to have resources and people, community. So that was a game changer. And so when I saw that, even from the like initial introduction to that business funding class, I was like, oh, okay, I can really lock in to go to the next level and not be afraid that I'm gonna not get something that I need out of it. I was already at peace at that point. So yeah.
I love it. So y'all hear it. You know what you got to do, right? I don't need to be like, we don't need to say anymore. I just want you to believe that this is possible for you, because we come from humble beginnings, right? We all do.
Yeah.
I want you to share a little bit about your story personally, right? I know you purchased this business, your mentorship, but I want to know more about you, Cookie, and your journey just getting into entrepreneurship, right? What were you doing prior to joining the mentorship?
Yeah.
What was that process for you, so people could understand that, she bought a business, but what was I up against, right? What was my lifestyle like, and how did I get here?
So here's the thing, like for me, I've had childhood dreams of owning a business and doing entrepreneurial things for as long as I can remember. But I always knew that there was information. I needed to be a student first. I've never been one of those people that thinks I know it all. I need to learn. I need to make sure that I have like a proper introduction to certain things before I just hop in. But at the same time, I didn't become stagnant where I'm just now overly consuming classes, courses, and information and not getting out there and doing something as well. That's very important, because you can, gorge yourself on classes nowadays. Everybody has a class, everybody has an ebook or course, and there's nothing wrong with it. However, if you're getting this information, especially if it's quality information, it's now your responsibility to do something, and you can't allow fear to stop you from that. So I wanted to say that because it's just a game changer when you're in a quality community like what we have, a Mailbox Millionaire Academy. However, it can't just be that. You have to get out there, right? So for me, being an entrepreneurial minded person from jump was half the battle, because it really is a different mindset. It really is a different set of responsibilities that you have when you're wanting to own something. However, from there, you're still going to hit obstacles. So for me personally, I had to overcome some challenges because industry changes in e-commerce, and then poor mentorship in other areas, just not giving me answers when I needed answers. So now I'm just on the struggle bus by myself, right? But again, not giving up, because I just refuse to quit and I refuse to lose. Like, no, it's a winners only mindset. It's my championship year every year.
That's a big fact. That's a big fact.
So with that, it was like, okay, I found this community. I joined this community. I'm learning quality information. I'm getting connected to other students within the community, so I'm not alone anymore, because that's a big thing. Everybody's online, but nobody's close. Everybody's doing something, but nobody has community, right? So that was a game changer that let me know, okay, I can do this. Like, I knew it in my mind, because again, mindset is very important, but now I'm actually able to see it in other people and myself, so let's get to it. And then putting into action everything that I was learning. So from the personal credit, from the business credit aspect to, business acquisition, now let's run, let's get it. So, yeah.
I love it. And Cookie is an entrepreneur and been an entrepreneur prior to joining the Mailbox Millionaire Academy, right? So the reason why I'm sharing that is because some people may think I need to be at 0 in order to get mentorship. You may be at level 5, get mentorship, level 10, but there's always an opportunity to learn and grow. Absolutely. And you need people that's going to help you just sharpen your skills. And you had a warehouse. I don't know if you still do the warehouse, Amazon store.
Yeah, it's literally 7 minutes away.
Oh, see? So she, multiple businesses, right? But I was a client. I was actually, when you were shipping me.
So we had furniture and appliances at the time, and you were doing the apartments. And so I was like, Mogul, I have some really, really great prices on the exact stuff you need. So, hey, we can make this work. And sure enough, we were able to get some things to you. And it was nice quality stuff.
Good quality.
Yeah.
And that's the exchange, right, in value, right? Yeah, you invest in mentorship, but now I'm a client of yours. You're able to make money back in more ways than that. But this is just to show the relationships that we build.
Correct.
It's literally bigger than making an investment in mentorship. It's really about making an investment in your future. All right. So I want to shift gears. I want to talk more about, like, a little bit more about business now, right? What are your plans with this business? Do you plan on like buying more of these types of businesses? You plan on diversifying? What is the ultimate goal?
So I am not opposed to buying more businesses like this one. I just would want to wait until I have more of a system where I know I can go into the next location, implement these exact things, and get that turnaround a lot quicker. Because for me, with this being my first experience, my first acquisition, I'm learning as I go, which is totally fine. I'm okay with that.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So I'm like, okay, this worked, this didn't work. This is cool, but how can we tweak this and make it a little better? So those type of things, I can definitely see myself buying another location and turning it a lot quicker at that point, because now I got the experience, I got the reps, and I'm more confident at that point, right? But if I were to be honest, I haven't decided if this is a place that I will sell or not in the future. That's still a gray area for me. Some people go into buying a business already knowing that they're going to flip it in 3 to 5 years, and that's cool. Yeah. You have a game plan. But for me, I have some other ideas only because I have a family. So I'm like, okay, do I want my nieces and nephews to be able to have a job somewhere where they can work? I mean, I just have some different ideas and different responsibilities that I'm looking to see. Okay, maybe this is something I want to hold on to for them. So we'll see.
I love it, right? And you raised up a question I want to ask you, right? How do you feel about the hiring and firing process, right? Because as a CEO, you gotta fire fast, and hire slow, right? Yeah. So I want you to talk about that process, but also, like, I mean, you have your team right here, right? What is that impact, right? Because people, now you're now able to hire them, they're able to feed their families, they're able to cover expenses. You never know, how valuable giving somebody a job is, right? So when you are buying a business, it's not just about you making money. You're putting money in other people's pockets. You're helping the community. It's bigger than what we really think. So
yeah, and I think it's important to take that aspect very seriously, because it's not just your livelihood, it's other people's also. So making sure that, like for me, I wanted to introduce life insurance to my employees because I wasn't sure if that was something they were even aware of, because everybody's knowledge base is different. Everybody's experiences in life and exposure is different. So for me personally, I wanted them to know, like, hey, life insurance, we can help with that. I don't personally sell it, so I don't have any incentive here. I just want to make sure you're understanding the importance of it. And then we brought in someone to help with that. So little things like that goes a long way in building relationship with the people that you employ. And then as far as like the hiring aspect, It's good and bad, right? You're gonna have, people who are not happy, and then you're gonna have people that understand because it is what it is. You're just gonna have to deal with that as it comes. But you definitely want to fire fast because you don't always know if that person, if their like attitude is what's making things move slowly in your business, which is ultimately costing you money. That's important. But you want to hire slow because you want quality. It's always about quality over quantity, especially in a business like this where the community is involved. People are literally coming in off the street, so to speak, to ship their items or open their mailboxes. So, that's important to have somebody that gets that aspect of it and is good with customer service type things. So yeah, those are just the different, I guess, the employee mindset that you need to make sure your people have.
I love it. No, that's it. You did exactly what we needed, which is show people that is proof in this and that is a representation. Because when I do it and I show like, oh, Mogul, whatever, but it's different when they see somebody that literally, invested, learned, executed. That's the biggest piece. And now actually seeing the results of it, and then still going to continuously learn. Right? This is not once you buy a business, you're going to learn as you go.
Stay a student.
And that's just the bottom line. So I think we all good. We could wrap this thing up. Anything last things that you want to say?
So one of the things that was important, again, like I mentioned before, the underserved community, Spanish speaking, et cetera, that actually opened us up to a woman who does document translation services where, people who are from other countries and they need to get, like say a birth certificate or marriage certificate, whatever it is, translated, certified translated so that they can get their visa or they can get, work permit, whatever it is. We partnered with her in order to actually be a location for her to send her customers so that they could get their documents notarized, so that they could ship out their documents to an attorney or whoever the case may be. And that has added foot traffic as well as an additional revenue stream for us by just partnering with her on that.
So that's 7 streams right now.
Correct.
Listen, how many streams of income they say the average millionaire had? They say 7, right? We say unlimited, but they say 7. Yeah, that's how we do. But no, that's super, super powerful. Super powerful. Yeah.
From one acquisition.
From one acquisition. 7 from one acquisition.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So don't limit yourself. That's all I'll say. Don't limit yourself. In regards to acquiring a business, not always looking for the shiny thing can get discouraging because it's a boring business that you're like, okay, Mogul said I need to be okay with a boring business. Let me try and find something, Mogul. But what you really want to do, and I'll encourage you to do this because this is what helped me, go to that business, go to that establishment and just build the rapport. Like really lock in on seeing some interaction, seeing what it looks like, and really sit with yourself and be like, can I see myself in this place? Because if you can envision yourself, then you can do it. If you can't envision yourself, then maybe it's just not the right time, and that's okay too. Stick with Mogul. He gonna get you together because I'm pretty sure there's some personal credit and some business credit stuff that you could be learning along the way until you get ready. But please, please, please do not allow fear to stop you from going for it. You gotta do it because your generational wealth depends on you taking the chance. Point blank, period.
Listen, that's all I need to say. Tell them your Instagram where they can follow you, how they can see what you got going on.
Yeah, so on Instagram it's official Cookie Robinson. On TikTok it's at Cookie Truth. And thank you, Mogul. As always, I appreciate you and everything that you continue to pour into us as a community. It can't go unstated how valuable this community has been, the information has been, and we're locked in because there's only up from here.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Listen, to the top, championship. Yeah, I should have worn my shirt.
I know.
Cookie actually got me a shirt just like this too, and I didn't know.
We need to make these available. That's what we need to
do.
Let's do it.
Let's make it. It's done there. So that's gonna be the next business.
So my championship year is gonna be available.
Yeah, we're gonna make that the next business that's available. So make sure you click the link in the description if you want to join our community. Literally less than $1.50 per day that you can start to learn, build your credit, clean your credit, just really discover this entirely new world of being able to buy cash loan businesses. Right? Click that link in the description.
Y'all. Take action. Click that link.
Go follow Cookie, and we're gonna see y'all in the very next episode.
See y'all next time.